Hey guys, so today we're going to look at the Shopify, the real basics of Shopify, basically the anatomy of Shopify, because I find it's the biggest stumbling block to people who started on a Shopify site and just don't know how to get on with it. There's loads of videos out there once you understand the basics of Shopify in terms to help you build it. We've got loads on our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, etc., etc. Okay, let's get on with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Shopify here, and what you would do is start a free trial, or there's a link in the description to this video that'll get you to a free trial. Okay, I've already done that, and I've created a new store. This is a clean store. Nothing has been done on this store. There's no products. There's nothing. There's no customers. Okay, so what do you need to understand about a Shopify store? First of all, if you want to preview the Shopify store, just take a click on this under sales channels. So your online, first thing to understand about a Shopify account is that it's not just about creating an online store. You can create a Shopify account for creating a POS system for your retail location. You can create Facebook stores, all sorts of stuff. But I'm going to focus on the web store. So for your e-commerce web store, just click on this little eye signature here, and it will take you into a preview of your store. And as you can see, this is the basics. Absolutely nothing has been done to it. This is the default theme from Shopify. We'll talk about themes in a minute. So you've opened your account. You're at this point. Where do you start? Okay, so the first thing to understand is that stores typically have products. Okay, so let's add some products. You can add a product individually by clicking the add product option, and you can add some products here. Okay, or you can import some products from a product file. Maybe it's been supplied by a vendor already or something along that line. Let's import some products. And here we go. I've got some mugs from one of my the suppliers that I often work with. That suppliers Global Crafts. They do drop shipping if you're interested in drop shipping. Okay, so it's going to load those products up now. It's going to take a few minutes to do that. Let me just look around. They'll start to appear. They're starting to appear there. There's two of them, but there's more than that coming through. So we'll wait a minute while that transfers and come back and look at our products. Within our products, there's such a thing as collections. Well, let's just go back to our site here and have a look at it at this point and see whether anything's happened. Oh, look. Our products are starting to fill in occasionally. If we click on our catalog, we're going to start to see our products pop up. Okay, there we got products. Okay, but there's no navigation, there's no collection, there's no categories as you would think in most websites. So how do we create categories? Okay, let's go to in Shopify we call this collections. Shopify doesn't use the concept of categories. It uses a concept called collections. So let's say we wanted to create a collection called mugs. Okay, there isn't one, so let's create one. So the create button was up there. Let's call it mugs, and let's bring in, we can either do this manually by selecting the products, which in this case would be easy because we don't have many products, or we can automate it and use what we call a smart collection. So in an automated collection, we can say, okay, everything with the title contains, and let's have a quick look at these products just to see what they do contain. Okay, some of them say cups, some of them say mugs. Okay, they're basically the same thing, but let's just put cups or mugs. So let's have products contains mugs, or, so any condition, product title contains cups or cup even. What most people use actually is product tags here. We can talk about product tags in a more complicated. This video is really basic, so we're not going to get into product tags. So let's click save. Once we click save, you'll get a preview of the products starting to pop up here of the products. You can see a lot of the products are actually out of stock. They don't have any inventory in them. That's just because they didn't have any inventory in my product file. Okay, so now we've got a single collection. So let's go and have a look and see how that impacted our website. It didn't. Well, that's bizarre. No, it's not bizarre. The way Shopify works is your collections are independent objects. They don't automatically create navigation. In a lot of websites like WooCommerce and stuff like that, you're going to immediately, because you made a collection or a category, it's going to pop up in your menu. That is not the case in Shopify. This is one of the first things that throws people. So let's go back. Let's go ahead. How do we make that? Well, it's part of our online store sales channel, and it's part of our navigation. So with navigation, we can go into this main menu, which is the menu across the top, and we can simply add a collection called mugs. Okay, and it's going to link to the collection called mugs. We save it, and once we save it and we refresh this screen, now we've got a menu called mugs. Okay, let's go one step further on this because I think it's important to show you this piece. We're going to go to products, collections. I'm going to create, let's have a look at my mugs, see what I've got here. I'm going to create one collection that has everything with cups in the title and a separate collection that has everything with mugs in the title. Now, in reality, there's no real difference as far as I can see, but it'll just subdivide these products. So let's create a collection. Cups. And we're going to have product title contains cup. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to create a second collection called mug or mugs, and its product title contains mug or mugs. Okay, and now I'm going to go down to my navigation, and I want to create a second tier of navigation. So I'm going to start with well, no, I complicated life for myself because I made two collections with the same title. That's a bit silly, but let's, I hope that it's that one, and we'll find out in a minute. And I'm going to move that one under there. So you see how it's indented. And then I'm going to add cups. And I'm going to look for cup. That one, there's only one of. And let's have a look what that does. So I may have the wrong mug sub-collection there, but we'll find out in a minute. So if I refresh this page, I've now got this drop-down menu. And if I go to cups, I've only got the things with cup in it. And if I picked the right mug collection, I've only got the things with mugs in, and I did. Okay, so that's how you make a sub-collection navigation link in your menu. Okay, that's great. Website's coming along. I've got products. I've now got navigation and what we call collections, or what most websites would call categories. But what do I do with this homepage? How do I edit this? Okay, let's go back and have a look. So this is part of your online store. And in your online store, you've got this notion of a theme. The theme is like this pre-built website for you. It's got this pre-built thing. And you can go out to the theme store and you can explore the free themes that Shopify provides, or you can go out to the Shopify theme store and buy some more expensive themes that look, frankly, a lot nicer. And actually, I personally recommend Out of the Sandbox to the theme developer, and they have a couple of themes that are not listed in the Shopify theme store that are excellent. One's called Turbo and one is called Flex. I recommend them. So I'll put a link in the video description to Out of the Sandbox as well. But let's at the moment assume that we're going to stick with this debut theme, which is Shopify's default theme. How do I edit this? Well, you edit this by clicking this customize button. Okay, and once you've done that, you can get straight in there and you'll see that it's really simple to edit. Basically, it's based on whatever page is being shown here is going to be listed here, and you can switch between the pages, the different pages that you can edit here. Okay, and then once you're in this page, the sections that apply to that page will show up here. And if you click into the section, this is where you can change all of this text and the image behind it. So for example, let's just put a free image on it. Let's assume we're going to do women's fashion, even though we started with mugs. I don't know, let's do that one. Let's see what that looks like. That's going to pop up there, and you can obviously, you don't have to use their free ones. You could easily upload your own from your computer. So that gives us our image, and then we can change whether we want the image alignment in the middle or the top. It's going to change exactly how that, because that image is bigger than the block, whether it's full width or fixed width. Okay, we can change the section height to being much smaller or being much bigger. Okay, we can change the, let's put that somewhere medium. We can change the font sizes here. We can change the description here or here. Okay, and you can do that sort of thing with every section, and there are lots of other sections that you can add to the page. Okay, so I'm going to just go back to there. So these are your sections. They relate to whatever the page is here. If we switch this to a product page, the section is going to change because the control that we have on the page is going to be changed. It's going to be different. Okay, we can do different things with it. Okay, also note that there's always going to be this header and footer on the top. They relate to the pieces of the puzzle, the pieces of the website that are going to be showing on every page. But if you want to, so for example, uploading your logo, would remove this and change this to a logo. So you can change the size of your logo. You can put an announcement bar on the top, and all these things are going to vary slightly depending on the theme. Okay, so every theme's slightly different. This is the free theme from Shopify, but the basic anatomy is the same. Every Shopify website uses a theme. If we go back here, just to notice, you've got these theme settings here. These are universal to the entire theme, and they're going to be things like the colors, the fonts, the social media links, the favorite icon that you're going to use, stuff like that. Okay, they're going to be different, slightly different for every theme. Some themes are more complicated. This is the basic free one again. So that's how you fundamentally change that. Once none of these changes go into effect until you click save. So when I click save, I should have, when I refresh this now, I should have that image. There we go. We got that image up front. On the front, didn't do anything with anything else, but you can see how it's starting to come together. Okay, so let's go back to get back to our main Shopify settings. We go back here. The other thing you need to understand is that you can create static pages in Shopify just by clicking pages and clicking add a page. So maybe you want to do an contact us page. Most themes have a contact us, and this one does as well, template already built in, so you don't have to do the work of building out a form. So let's click on save on that. Now again, same theory applies. If I press F5, that contact us does not appear anywhere because we have not built it into the navigation. Okay, so let's go back to our navigation. Let's stick with our main menu just for the sake of, I'm not saying this is where you would want to do it. If I go contact us, it's going to find one page. Let's add that. Let's save that. Let's refresh this. And there we have a contact us page. And because we use the contact us template on the pages option, we've automatically got the form that automatically works. Okay, blog posts. Yeah, Shopify does do blogging. It's not the greatest blogging website, but it does do blogs. So you can create blogs. You can have multiple blogs. Again, just because you create a blog does not mean it's going to appear in the navigation menu. You have to place it in the navigation menu. Okay, so that's how you basically start to build out your website. Once you've built out your website, you can attach a domain to it very simply, and Shopify will give you a free SSL server once you do this. You do not have to use a domain name that's provided by Shopify. You can connect an existing domain, so it can be a domain that's been hosted by GoDaddy or somebody else like that. Okay, preferences need to be filled out. This is like your search engine meta tags and stuff like that for Google. You can add various things to it here. You can take off the password protection that's automatically applied when you open a free trial account. And then when you're ready to launch the website, you need to go through your settings. So your settings are things like, how are you going to accept payment? What are your shipping rates going to be? Are you collecting sales tax? So you need to fill out this stuff. And of course, before you go live, you're going to have to set up your billing with Shopify so that they can charge you, I think it's $29 a month to use their services. But that's the real basics of how Shopify works, the anatomy of Shopify, and how you take it from a free trial account to a live account. If you need any help with that, obviously, Germinate.com, that's what we do. We set up Shopify stores. We'd love to work with you on it. More importantly, we've got tons of videos out there on our YouTube channel, so please subscribe to the channel. You can do this yourself. You don't need our services. It just takes a little bit of learning, and we hope we've got the material out there to help you.